Hi guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how we work with functions with default arguments. So let's write our code. So we're going to create function with default arguments. Okay. Now we're going to continue with our program that computes for the simple interest. Okay, computes for the simple interest program. Let's write our code here. So first thing is we're going to create our prototype. Now in our prototype, we're going to use here a function that returns a value with argument. So float simple interest. Let's call this simple interest. Okay. Now this time, we're going to pass here our argument. So let's say float is equals to 1000. 1000 there. Float is equals to 10 and float is equals to 3. Now before we just use float, well, we could pass in values to our parameter, but this time if in case a user was not able to pass any value into our parameter, the values here 1000, 10, and 3 will be substituted for the arguments that we have. Okay, so this is our function prototype. Let's write now our main program. So let's create a variable here, p, for our principal, rate, and then time, and then for our simple interest. Now let's pass in the value. Simple interest is equals to our function, and then we're going to pass here 2000, 15, and then 2. Okay, so 2000 here, this one 2000 will be for our principal, okay, and then 15 for our rate, and then 2 here for our time. Okay, time. Okay, but since we have defaulted the value, what it does is this will be the actual value of our function, okay, the arguments that we'll be passing. Then let's print out our simple interest. Cout, and then simple interest is, and then let's display our simple interest output. Next is, let's have it simple interest is equals to simple interest. Simple interest. Now this time we're going to pass here 2000 and then 15 and then semicolon. Then I'll be copying this output here. Okay. Now let's provide a line here. Okay. Now in this line, if you notice, I have two arguments. So since the function here requires 3 arguments, the first 2 will be for the principal, the second will be for our rate, and time here will use the value of 3 instead of 2, in this case 2. But since I only place here 2 arguments, the third argument will be the default argument that we had, in which case this will be 3. Okay, and then let's have our next output here, or computation. Simple interest is equals to simple interest, and then this time I'm going to pass here the value of 2000. Okay, let's copy this line here and then paste it. Now this time we're going to use here 15 and not 15, 10 and 3, and then last is simple interest equals to interest. Okay, that's it. Okay. Now if you look at our last line here, since we did not specify any value inside our function, the default value, which is 1000, 10, and 3, will be the values to be passed into our function. Okay, then that's it. That's our main body. Now let's create our function. Let's copy this line here. Okay, then paste it. Okay, Now, instead of 1000, what we're going to do is we're going to pass in our values. This is our principal, then rate. Now let's remove the equal sign, and then this will be time. Now next is we're going to compute for the simple interest, float simple interest. Okay, and then simple interest is equals to principal multiplied by rate multiplied by time divided by 100, and then 100, then return simple interest. That's it. So this is our code. Let's run our code here. Hope it works. If not, we're going to debug. Okay, so here's the output for our program. If you notice, the first item is we computed for the simple interest, but we use this particular value. So 2000 will be for our principal, rate will be 15, and then time will be 2. Then in the second line here, in the second computation, we did not include here the third function or the third argument. What it does is, since there are only 2 functions, and then the program requires us 3 in when we call our function here, the third value, which is 3, is passed to the time option or to the time arguments. So this one, we only have 1 argument. We pass in the value of 10 and 3. And last is this line here. We did not pass any value, so we get the default value, which is 1000, 10, and then 3. And then this is the output for our program. Okay, so here's an implementation of a function with default arguments. Hope you like the video. Thank you for watching. Bye.